Hello everyone, Lexans here, your coach of the Groningen Gallades, and today I'm here for my WPL draft analysis. Now, WPL is a league created by OP Jellicent, great guy. All the coach will be in the description down below. And, well, you know what? Fuck it. We're going into the 8th season of the WPL, I think. And let's just get right into the draft. So I had pick 3, which was quite nice actually. And there were some like bigger threats allowed, like Mega Mawile, Mega Latios and Latias are allowed. Tapu Lele was allowed. You know, those mons. Some that you don't usually see, but you see them more nowadays in draft leagues. So I actually went with Celesteela, because I knew that a lot of people would go for things like Tapu Lele, Latios, all those, you know? And in my opinion, a great check to all of them is Celesteela, and I wanted to use this thing for a while now. Sorry, Ryan, for sniping you. So, of course, it's Celesteela. I had to make him my Z user as well. It's an amazing mon. I mean, who doesn't know about Celesteela at this point? It's lead seed as a fucking steel flying type as well. You got offensive potential with the hardest hitting heavy slam in the game. You got setup potential with autotomize and weakness policy, all that bullshit basically. Basically, we have a great mon here that can do a lot of things, can work offensively, defensively, whatever I need for the team. Now to pair up with this, since, you know, Celesteela works quite well against, you know, flying types, and fairy types as well. Ghost types a bit less. But I wanted Mega Gallade. Unfortunately, I got sniped out of that. So we went with the next best option, which was Mega Medicham. Mega Medicham is a force to be reckoned with for sure. I'm still kind of sad that I couldn't get my mascot, but it is what it is, you know. So, Mega Medicham, pure power, base 100 attack, base 100 speed as well. Amazing mon. It gets a good amount of coverage. Hell, I can run a special if I want with Calm Mind. It gets elemental punches, base 130 high jump kicks from base 100 attack, pure power are insane. You got Zen Headbutt. I don't think there are many mons that can reliably switch into this thing, to be honest. Like, there's a few, like pure psychics, for instance, switch into it quite decently, like Necrozma, Mew, Gothel. So, we got Mega Medicham here. Also gives me a Baton Pass user, which is nice for, what's it called, for momentum. And that was basically just to pair with Celesteela. Celesteela is also weak to electric flying, which we will cover later. Now, to continue our Fairy Dragon Steel Core, I decided to pick up Sylveon. Now, Florges and Sylveon were both still available at this point, but lately I've been using Florges quite a lot. I've been picking it quite a lot. So I decided, you know, we're gonna switch it up a bit, and we're going to pick Sylveon. Because the last time I picked Sylveon was in like Gen 6. To being completely honest, the last time I picked Sylveon was Gen 6, so I felt like I had to do my little fox, cat, dog thing some justice and pick it up. Of course, Pixelate Hyper Voice is a force to be reckoned with as well, and nice thing about Pure Fairies and Mega Gallade and Mega Medicham, in my opinion, is that Pure Fairies are only weak to Poison and Steel, which Psychic and Fighting handle. And especially with something like Mega Gallade or Mega Medicham, this, like, even physically defensive steals don't want to switch into those. So I felt like it would be a really nice pairing with these two, and it would And of course, I also get wish passing. Hell, I get baton pass. I get heal bell. It's an amazing cleric. Has decent amount of coverage. I get quick attack. Dude, pixelate quick attack. If I see a scary eyed dragon or some shit, you know. And for my next pick, we have Bubble Buddy, which is our Araquanid. Now, Mega Medi Webs is so scary to deal with. Then you have Araquanid, which in my opinion currently is the best Weber in the game. It also gets access to Water Bubble, which again, amazing ability that just doubles water type moves base power, I think, and it prevents you from burns. Also allowing me to use it offensively with liquidation or hell even scald. I also get access to Magic Coat to counter lead. I get access to Mirror Coat to troll some special attackers, you know. Does it get double screens? No, it just gets Reflect. That's weird to me. Why do some mons get Reflect and some don't? You know, and some get a light screen and don't get Reflect. Some get Reflect, some don't get a light screen. Why? Either way, Araquanid is also quite a bulky mon. Does not have reliable recovery, but Rest Sleep Talk isn't a bad set on this thing. And I'll probably use this quite a lot, to be honest. Now, as everyone knows, if you have webs, a rapid spinner is always a good idea. So I went with one of my favorite rapid spinners in the game, which is Tsarina. Now, Tsarina, I like because one, it can function well under webs. Like, Choice Bandit Tsarina also does a lot of damage, and it's a grass type that, honestly, in my opinion, is a bit underrated simply due to the fact that Dhelmise exists. Yes, in my opinion, Dhelmise is a bit better than Tsarina. However, Tsarina gets amazing coverage, it gets a lot of offensive potential, and has better speed. It has amazing defenses, and it has a great ability in Queenly Majesty, just blocking out every sort of priority. And honestly, Tsarina, just a great mon, great rapid spinner. U-turn as well for more momentum, because currently I have 2 baton passers and 1 U-turner. Knockoff is also always nice to have, since items are a very big deal in Draft League. And let's get on to the next mon, which is Noivern, which is another Z user. This is actually my everything Z user, so this mon can use stuff like Z defog. Now, I made Noivern this simply for the fact that I've made a trade already. I got sniped off something, but the guy that sniped me realized, wait, shit, I already have this type, I don't need this mon. So we made a deal. I would pick up something for him, and he would trade me that mon. But that's only active week 2, so I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'll just give it to Noivern. I can trade that later anyway, so it's whatever. Now, Noivern here, I really like Noivern. It gives me a great speed here in 123, I want to say. Yep, I did not have to check for that. And even then, Fly Z Hurricane is still quite scary. Fly Z Drake, Dragon Z Draco is also quite scary. And Noivern, getting such high base power moves, being able to deal out quite a bit of damage, even though it only has like 97 base special attack. And with its amazing speed and webs, it allows it to run Modest quite a bit. So, Modest specs Draco, or Modest specs Hurricane, Modest specs Boom Burst, Modest specs Focus Blast, coming off of this guy. Now, it also gets defog, it also gets U-turn, so there's some nice utility in there. But it mainly rounds out my Fairy Dragon Steel Core without adding to any of the weaknesses for those, which is always nice. Now, next mon we have here is Kamala. Now, Kamala is a nice mon here because Comatose allows me to absorb any status, aside from sleep, of course. It gets U-turn, gets knockoff. It's another rapid spinner for my team in case Serena can't be brought for a week due to bad matchup or something, which still allows me to get up my webs. And then again, it's also quite a strong mon. And aside from that, there's some cool tech sets that I could run, like Choice Band, Sleep Talk, Last Resort, or some shit, you know. Which is also quite a fun set. But that's the main reason why Kamala's here. Just another rapid spinner, status absorber, because I do have a few mons that are quite weak to status, like my Mega Medicham does not want to get burned. That's why I have 2 mons that, well, I have 3, but one's way in the back right now. That can absorb burns, and mainly Kamala's just here, and again, for utilitarian. Is that a word? It's here for utility. U-turn, knockoff, rapid spin, and it can deal a lot of damage. Now, here you have Goth. You might be like looking to the rest of the picks, and you're like, you have 3 psychic types. This is the mon I'll be trading away. I will make that clear right now. This mon is not staying on my team for longer than a week. So, there's personally no reason why I drafted Gothtel aside from I wanted to trade this away for the mon that I did want, which you'll see in week 2 what it is. I don't know if the person that I traded with will say anything about it, but basically it's just here. It's just gonna be here. If it's useful week 1, I'll use it, I guess. But that's about it. And this is Shadow Tag Gothel. I can't use any other ability, but this is Shadow Tag. Shadow Tag is allowed. Let me clarify. Now, for my next pick, I decided, you know what? I want Tyranitar. I haven't used Tyranitar in a while. It's a cool mon. It's alright in Draft League in my opinion. But you know what? I want to use Tyranitar. So Tyranitar, another Z user, Z Stone Edge, Z Crunch. Amazing mon in my opinion. Mega Medi T-Tar is also an amazing Breaker Core. And also T-Tar is my first Stealth Rock on his entire draft. I think, unless Kamala gets Stealth Rocks, it does not. It does get Wish though, which is nice. But we have Tyranitar here, which is our first rocker. It's also Dragon Dance Sweeper. Hell, I can set up Rock Polish if I want. Baton Pass, like Swords Dance into it if I can, or like Bulk Ups or whatever. It gets an amazing amount of coverage. It's very specially bulky, especially with Sandstream and Salt Vest. It does have that ×4 weak to rock now to fighting, which is kind of but seeing as I have a Mega Medicham, a Celesteela, a what's it called, Sylveon, a Noivern, I have a Delphox, I have a Palisand. I felt like I could afford that weakness here. Now, for my next one, we have Palisand. So, I needed a ground type still, and I wanted a spin blocker still. And the 2 mons that were left were Golurk and Palisand. Well, at the point of where I had to pick, it was only Palisand, but I already said I already decided that I wanted Palisand. Now, personally, I think Palisand is a great mon, and it was in tier 5, and it was like, okay, it's kind of crazy. Palisand in tier 5. Okay, so I decided to pick up Palisand. And Palisand is a rocker. It gets reliable recovery in Shore Up. It's a spin blocker, and honestly, look at his stats and tell me this is not a slow roll. Like, all his stats are, it's the same type of distribution that Slowbro has, and it's really funny to me. But basically, Palisand's just a bulky mon, mainly physically bulky. And honestly, I just want to use my boy Palace hat. That's the main reason. Now, for my next mod, we do have our last mod here, which is Delphox. I didn't have a fire type. I didn't see a harm in having 2 psychics. Because, again, I'm trading away God, so that's basically not a mod here that you should expect. That's basically like a mod you can just take away and put something different for right now. Like, it's a placeholder. But Delphox did give me a nice speed here with 104, as my only other after this week, my other mon is going to be around like base 85 speed, right? And I did not want to have the gap of base 85 to 123 unscarfable, you know? So I wanted a fire type that would be able to use a scarf, which Delphox can. Like, that wouldn't have a bad time using scarf or adrenaline or something like that. And that I could use within this speed tier. Now, my other option I think was Typhlosion, but as I'm currently using Typhlosion in another league, which I have an upload for today as well, I decided, hey, we're gonna use Delphox. I like this mon. And that's basically about my draft analysis. Now, we actually get to fight our boy OP Jellicent week 1, which is going to be interesting for sure. But that's about it. That's all I have to say. Again, check out all the coaches for WPL down in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time.